first video of the 2020 school year, and just to give you a frame of reference, we're in the middle of a pandemic, hence this mask here. If you're watching this in the future, say 2030 or 2040, a lot of us wore these masks to keep us safe from the coronavirus in this time. So anyway, that's what that's about. So today what we're going to do is we're going to play around with something that I really like, infinity. So we're first going to draw ourselves a line. Now, I don't have a meter stick or a yardstick or any sort of measuring device handy, but I have this novelty-sized check that's made of styrofoam that I can use as a straight edge from 2016, of January 2016. Simpler times. It sure is great to be in the year 2016 and have social gatherings with more than 20 people and shake people's hands. What do you think, Mr. Perez?
You're right, Southern. I just got back from a concert last week. Oh man, it was so crowded. We couldn't even fit. It was outside, and we still couldn't fit.
And what about you, Miss Hale?
Oh, it sure is great to be here at school with all my students.
And what about you, Mr. Biggs?
Yeah, I mean, I hate going to the grocery store, but it sure is cool that I can see everyone's faces when I'm here.
Well, we're going to make ourselves a line. And we're going to make it go off for quite a ways. There we go. All right, so here's our line. So the definition of a line, it's a straight segment that continues infinitely in either direction. So it goes off to infinity here, and this would be negative infinity if we're thinking about quantities. But the idea is it goes off infinitely far over here and off infinitely far in this other direction. So how many points would be on this line? Infinite number. Yeah, that's right. There'd be an infinite number of points on this line, because you could have a point here, 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 all the way down the line, an infinite number of them. So now we're going to connect this line that goes off infinitely far in either direction with a circle. Now I don't have a compass handy, but I do have some string. And I made a little loop on the end, which I can put my Expo pen through. And you can do the same thing at home with a string or strong thread or dental floss even. And this is going to be our compass. So as long as we keep the distance from our thumb to the marker fixed, that'll give us a circle. Because a circle is the collection of points equidistant from another point. And here we go. There's that. And actually, I kind of misspoke. Whoops, I messed up. I picked up my pencil and that kind of messed up where my center is going to be. We'll go here. And I misspoke. We just need a semicircle. So there we go. There's the center. And for our purposes, here's our semicircle, which is half of a circle. And so we're going to do something called mapping, which is where you take this center point and we're going to draw a straight segment from it to the line. So here's the center point. We'll call that, well, we don't call it anything really. Here's that center point of the circle. It goes through the semicircle here. We'll call that point A. And then down here, it's going to be mapped to this point. We'll call this A prime, meaning prime is like the image of A. So here's A, here's the image of it. But the same could be said for something like here. Here's B. which would get mapped to B prime right here. You go here to, we'll call this, here's point C. You do the same thing. Over here to C prime. There you go. Look at that, pretty neat. So we've just done some mapping. A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime. So here's a question. If we have an infinite number of points on this line, what does that tell us about the points on a semicircle? And also, are there any points on this semicircle that won't go onto our line? All right, so there we go. We'll leave that there for now. So what does this process tell us about the points on the semicircle? And are there any points on our semicircle that won't be mapped to our line? So we'll play around with that. I'll see you in the classroom.